'Tis the season to not be throwing those pallets away. First thing I want to do though is separate all the wood. Now, instead of taking a crowbar and trying to separate everything and actually break the wood up, it's good to cut it right down the edge, and you can skip all those nails on the sides of it. But I want to take a crowbar, go ahead and separate the middle. Easy does it. Just go take your time and pull them apart. I'm going to take away all of this pallet. Everything must come apart because I'm going to use every single board on here. Once I get that done, it's time to remove the nails. That's simple to do. Just give them a tap on one side, pull it out, and you can do that all the way with these slats. Once I get those done, I'm going to take my best ones and I'm going to lay them out on my work table. I'm going to separate them about 1.5 inch spacing. A 2x4 is perfect for this. I'm going to go up and down and make sure it's right and then double check. Once I get that done, I'm going to take and mark 6 inches, 3 inches on each side of the middle. Then I'm going to grab a ruler, a straight edge, or a level and use it to go ahead and mark about a 15 to 20 degree angle. I'm going to take those marks over to my miter saw and I'm going to cut them. And I'm going to cut every single one that I marked. Once I do that, I'm going to take one of the 2x4s that came off the pallet, lay it down, and with the same spacing, set those boards back out again. Again, double checking with the 2x4 to make sure it's the perfect spacing. Then I'm going to take my brad nail and put one nail in each one. That way I can adjust as necessary, and this will hold it in place. Once that's done, then I can put 3 more with a total of 4 in each one of these pallet slats. Now it's time to go diagonal. I'm going to take the rest of my wood and mark it underneath as I lay it across the tree, and I'm going to cut each one of those angles. And then I can lay it up there and get it a perfect angle, and I'm going to use that brad nail again to go ahead and put it in place and hold it and make it nice and secure. Once I do that, I'm going to drill a few holes all the way up and down our little Christmas tree here. The reason for that is I want to put some lights in, and what holds it better than anything is to use some hot glue. I put some to begin, put it in there, and then some over the top. Let it go ahead and cool down. It'll solidify and hold it in place, and some staples on the wires. Then I need to build a base. I took some of that wood that was left over, cut a notch on 2 of the pieces. I'm just going to use a little mallet to put them down, hold them in place, and then some 3-inch screws to hold the tree up. And then I thought, wait a minute, I want to add a little bit extra to this. I drilled some more holes, grabbed some ornaments from the Dollar Tree, put them in. Also, this came from the Dollar Tree. Also, this nice little star. Put it on place. I'm going to set it up, and look at that. It absolutely looks amazing. I love it. It's got this rustic, old look to it. And watch this. When the lights come on, bam, look at that. It looks amazing. And because I put the lights on the back, when the lights go down, not only are you going to get a glow from the front, but you're also going to get a glow right on the back. This is actually good for the outdoors also, because the Christmas lights are outdoors and so is the wood. I hope this inspired you to go ahead and upcycle those pallets into a work of art. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time. And what we're going to do for this one is we're going to start with the outline of a snowflake. Now, 18 inches on the main lines and 2 inches on our little lines that we have on the back here. So we'll start with an 18-inch dowel, and then you're going to cut 4 9-inch dowels, and all these dowels are going to be cut with a 22.5 degree angle on the ends there. The next thing we're going to do is cut 12 2-inch dowels, again at the 22.5 inch angle. First thing we're going to do is go ahead, lay out our first 18-inch dowel, and then we're going to put together these 9. I'm going to use hot glue towards the top there. Doesn't take too much, and you'll put it up against, and you're going to rotate the dowel till you get a good angle and it's up against the wood here. Once I put that up there, I'm just going to take a hand stapler and put one staple in the top right here, and that's going to hold that together. The great thing about it is this is going to be the back side. So it's okay to put the staples in you want. I'm going to go ahead and just put one more staple in there just to hold it, just like that. We're going to do the same on this side. Go ahead and put some hot glue in, push it right up against there, and we're going to try to get the right angle, just like that. Hold it together, and then we'll put a staple in right there. And that's going to hold it while it's drying. Now, On these little 2-inch dowels, the same thing. We're going to put some hot glue on there and take it, find the right angle, take your staple right inside there. Again, remember, this is the back side. And then we'll do the same thing with this one, hot glue. And this thing has come together real nice. The great thing about it is it's where it's got 18 inches dowel, start with 1, 9 inches, and then 2 inches. You can get more elaborate if you want and put dowels on the inside. This is your snowflake, how you want to do it. What we're going to do is put the rest of the arms on, the other 2-inch dowels. We're going to add a little bit more glue on the back side here, just to hold it together. And then the last thing we can do is you can leave it wood color, or you can paint it white like we're going to do. And when we come back, we'll show you the final product. And there it is, the final snowflakes. We made 2 that were a little bit bigger and 1 that was smaller, just to give it a little bit of a difference on the wall. You can go ahead and sand a little bit to give it an antique look. We're so glad you joined us. Happy holidays, everybody. And we're glad you joined us on Hometalk.
Grab a pallet and turn it into something you'll be excited to have on your front porch this winter. I cut the edges with a cordless chainsaw, used a hammer to remove each piece of wood from the center, and then I pulled all the nails. I placed 4 boards together and drew the outline of a snowman. I roughly divided the board into 4 sections and made the bottom a bit bigger, going smaller as I moved my way towards the top. I cut the design out with a jigsaw, being careful to always cut away from myself. I cut an extra piece for the hat and 2 extra pieces for supports on the back. I quickly sanded everything. I secured everything together with a brad nailer and wood glue. I made a whitewash with white exterior paint and water and brushed it onto the snow part of the snowman. I wiped the extra paint off with a clean rag and then repeated the same process for the hat using black acrylic paint watered down. I added the bottom piece of the hat and secured it with wood glue and a brad nailer from both the front and back sides. I set it aside to dry and cut 9 rounds from a wood dowel, sanded the edges, painted them with the same black. Once dry, I attached them using hot glue, and then I cut a triangle shape with some scrap wood, painted it orange using an acrylic paint marker and paintbrush with water. I cut a piece of felt for the scarf, and now I've got a pair of snowmen that will stay alive all season long. I hope this inspired you to create your own long-lasting snowman out of pallets.